Hello everyone, welcome to Aspirants IS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about second part of aviation sector. It is part of GS3. Here we will discuss about National Civil Aviation Policy 2016 and about organization attached to civil aviation in India. So what is National Civil Aviation Policy? In June 2016, Union Government has approved the National Civil Aviation Policy. The policy will come into effect from the second quarter of 2016-17. Since independence, this is the first time an integrated civil aviation policy has been brought out by the government. This policy comprehensively addresses matters concerning 22 areas of the Indian civil aviation sector. The main crux of the civil aviation policy is to make air travel affordable and convenient to the common people and to make regional air connectivity a reality. The cornerstones of the new policy are competition, consumers, connectivity, and investment, that is both domestic and foreign. Its vision is to make flying affordable and convenient and pay for significant growth in the civil aviation sector. The aims are to improve ease of doing business through simplified procedures, deregulation, and e-governance, to achieve 30 crore domestic ticketing by 2022 and 50 crore by 2027. Similarly, to increase the international ticketing to 20 crore by 2027 and cargo volumes to 10 million tons by 2027. To increase the domestic passenger traffic by fourfold to 300 million by 2022. So its objectives are to establish an integrated ecosystem which will lead to significant growth of civil aviation sector, which in turn would promote tourism, increase employment, and lead to a balanced regional growth. To ensure safety, security, and sustainability of aviation sector through the use of technology and effective monitoring. To enhance regional connectivity through fiscal support and infrastructure development. To enhance ease of doing business through deregulation, simplified procedures, and e-governance. To promote the entire aviation sector chain in a harmonized manner covering cargo, MRO, general aviation, aerospace manufacturing, and skill development. These are the main features of National Civil Aviation Policy 2016. Regional Connectivity Scheme. Here airlines will no longer be able to charge more than 2500 rupees for a 1 hour flight connecting two small cities. The government will provide financial support to fund airline losses on such unserved routes. A 2% levy has been proposed on all domestic and international flights on metro routes to boost regional connectivity. 50 no-frills airports, also called low-cost airports, will be revived in the next 3 years. Airlines operating from these airports will get concession on landing, parking charges, and other expenses. Then route disposal guidelines. The new policy contains measures to rationalize route disposal guidelines. The Ministry of Civil Aviation will review routes under different categories once every 5 years after its first revision in 2016. Route disposal guidelines was introduced in 1994 to provide air connectivity to Jammu and Kashmir, Northeast region, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities by way of internal cross subsidy by airlines using their revenues on the trunk routes, which are 12 in number. Route disposal guidelines have succeeded in creating connectivity to remote locations. Then scrapping of the decade old 5 by 20 rule and replacing it with 0 by 20 norm. Earlier, a domestic airline could start international operations only after 5 years of domestic operations and having a fleet of at least 20 aircraft. But as per new rules, they will be required to deploy 20 aircraft or 20% of the total fleet size, whichever is higher on domestic routes to get international flying rights. Then bilateral traffic rights. Government of India will enter into open sky agreement with SAARC countries and countries beyond 5,000 kilometers on a reciprocal basis. India will have this policy for countries beyond the 5,000 kilometer radius from Delhi on a reciprocal basis. This means that airlines from European or SAARC countries will have unlimited access in terms of number of flights and seats to Indian airports, leading to increased flight frequencies with these countries. Then ground handling policy. This feature of the policy looks into ground handling regulations, number of ground handling agencies in non-major airports, freedom to carry out self-handling by airline operator. The ground handling policy will be replaced by a new framework. All domestic scheduled Indian carriers as well as helicopter operators will be allowed to deploy their employees for self-handling at all airports. Then airports private partnership model. It encourages development of airports by Airport Authority of India on public-private partnership model. The new policy aims to encourage the development of airports by state governments, Airport Authority of India, private sector through PPP mode. For future airports, tariffs will be calculated on a hybrid till basis. Under this model, airport charges will be levied based on an airline's aeronautical revenue and part of its non-aeronautical revenue. Aviation security, immigration and customs. This is concerning the security apparatus for airports and carriers. Service delivery modules will be developed for aviation security, immigration, customs in consultation with the concerned ministries. Use of private security agencies will be encouraged at airports for non-core security operations in consultation with Home Ministry. Then MRO, it provides provisions covering maintenance, repair and overhaul. The MRO business is around rupees 5,000 crores. The new policy aims to give a push to this sector. The MRO business of the Indian carriers is estimated to be around 5,000 crore, but 90% is currently spent outside India. The government will make provisions for suitable incentives for MRO activities and service providers. Then helicopters and charters. Separate regulations for helicopters. Separate regulations for helicopters will be notified by the Director General of Civil Aviation, that is DGCA. Helicopters will be allowed to fly freely without prior ATC clearance below 5,000 feet as well as in airspaces which are not controlled, prohibited or restricted. Also, the airport charges for the helicopters will be rationalized. This will be supported to provide connectivity to remote and inaccessible areas. Separate regulations for helicopters will be notified by DGCA. Then aviation education and policy. Civil aviation sector would have a requirement of around 3.3 lakh direct employment by 2025. This feature provides provisions for addressing the employment requirements. To make some 8,000 unemployed pilots holding commercial pilots, the Ministry of Civil Aviation will develop a scheme for type rating, means training on specific type of aircraft, along with budgetary support on planes like Airbus A320s and Boeing 737s. The ministry will also give full support to the aviation sector, skill council and other agencies for imparting skills. It is estimated that the direct additional employment requirements of the civil aviation sector will be 3.3 lakh by 2025. Now we'll discuss about organization attached to civil aviation in India. Aircraft Amendment Bill 2020, which seeks to amend the Aircraft Act 1934. The Act regulates the manufacture, possession, use, operation, sale, import and export of civil aircraft and licensing of aerodromes. So ITC key features are: the bill will provide statutory status to regulatory institutions like the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, that is DGCA, the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, the BCAS, and the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AAIB. AAIB carries out investigations related to aircraft accidents and incidents. The statutory status to this regulatory institution would improve Indians' aviation safety ranking as suggested by the International Civil Aviation Organization. The aviation sector faces the shortage of air traffic controllers. The cases of near miss in the skies have increased. So, what is near miss? A near miss is when two aircraft come so close that their safety is compromised. The safe distance between two planes flying in opposite direction is 40 seconds, depending on their speed. Similarly, the vertical distance of 1000 feet is considered safe. Director General of Civil Aviation, it is responsible for regulation of air transport services within India and for enforcement of civil air regulators, air safety and airworthiness standards. DGCA will carry out oversight and regulatory functions with respect to matters under the bill. Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, the main responsibility of BCAS include laying down standards and measures with respect to security of civil flights at international and domestic airports in India. BCAS carries out regulatory oversight functions related to civil aviation security. Air India is owned by Air India Limited, a Government of India enterprise, and operates a fleet of Airbus and Boeing aircraft serving 80 for domestic and international destinations. Then Airports Authority of India, it aims at accelerating the integrated development, expansion and modernization of the operational terminal and cargo facilities at the airports in the country, conforming to international standards. The Airports Authority of India is a statutory body working under the Director General of Civil Aviation, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Government of India. Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited, its objective is to provide helicopter support services to the oil sector for its offshore exploration operations, services in remote and hilly areas, as well as charter services for promotion of travel and tourism. Now we'll discuss about some connectivity schemes of India. The below schemes of the Government of India are related to increasing connectivity through various modes of transport. For example, UDAN is increasing connectivity through air travel. Then Bharatmala, it increasing connectivity through roads and highways projects. Then Sagarmala, increasing connectivity through waterways and coastline. Then Digital India, increasing connectivity through online mode. That's it right now from my side. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.